Can I open my eyes now? You've been counting for a while.
This time for sure. The subtle movement of eyelashes against my palm means Xavier blinked. Philo is closed on October 16th. The greenhouse in the back is a wonderland of blossoms. Fresh flowers and rabbit-shaped balloons create a lively atmosphere. Standing behind Xavier, I have covered his eyes. I make him walk under a floral archway. And we stop in the center of the room where a field of light purple petals awaits.
Can I take a step back? I'm practically hugging the table.
Okay, I'll give you enough space for 3 steps. A birthday banner that says Happy Birthday Xavier hangs above the table. Jeremiah pushes out a cart with a cake. He gives me the OK sign. I let out a sigh of relief. Then I take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday!
Surprise! Happy birthday!
A birthday hat, confetti, and ribbons fall on Xavier's head.
October 16th is an important day. Our good friend Mr. Xavier celebrates another year. On behalf of Philo, I extend our warmest wishes to the birthday boy for his...
Yeah, happy birthday to me. Thanks.
He interrupts Jeremiah. I look at Xavier, who's fiddling with the colorful ribbons in his hair.
Anyway, consider the greenhouse yours for today. And now that I've shared my well-wishing, I'm going back to work. I'm a busy florist after all.
Jeremiah attempts to be low-key about his departure, but he's too hasty and accidentally kicks the light switch in the process. A burst of light flooded the glass greenhouse, casting mine and Xavier's name in scrolling motion, adorned with a heart inside and small wings. Oops. Let's try that again. I force out a sheepish laugh and press a button on a remote. The words Happy Birthday are turned on. The lights around the room shine and bathe him in a warm glow.
This is definitely a surprise party. No wonder you've been burning the midnight oil lately.
This is just part of the whole, especially since someone said his birthday was the same as any other day. It's time to show you what the same as any other day looks like. I pull the cart closer and lift up the cake. First things first. Just as I'm about to sing Happy Birthday, Xavier looks at the cart's second shelf.
First things first, should I put that on?
He's referring to a golden cardboard crown, which came as a bonus with the cake. I almost forgot. Yeah, we should do it properly. I fumble as I assemble the crown, and just as I hold it up, it touches a fluffy head of hair. Looks like you got the hang of it. He raises his head, and the crown slips onto his head. With a smile, he adjusts it to sit perfectly in place.
I also know that after eating the cake, the birthday boy gets to open his presents.
Philo's greenhouse isn't exactly spacious. There aren't a lot of hiding spots here. After making a wish and blowing out the candles, Xavier looks around the greenhouse as I watch.
The flower pots are here, and the watering can. Under the provision tree.
The twinkling lights peeking through the vegetation leave a trail. As he follows them, one step at a time, I keep my distance. I hold the surprise behind my back.
Plushies, starlights, and photos?
They're cute mementos. We got plushies at the arcade and hung starlights when we went camping. We even captured our memories in photos. But these are just decorations. Keep looking.
Well, there's only one spot I haven't checked yet.
Xavier narrows his eyes as mirth shines in their depths. He closes the distance between us. My back hits a flower wall. He leans in, and I can't help but grin. I offer him the flowers I've been hiding.
Flowers?
While I don't have a good reason to give them, I prepared a bouquet.
Is there a story behind each of the flowers?
This one is for the Xavier from our first meeting. It was a weird encounter, but you appeared dependable like a sanctuary. The second flower is for my elusive mission partner, Xavier. Despite being a ghost sometimes with how you disappear, you show up when I need you. The third flower is for my forgetful neighbor, Xavier. Sure, you tend to lose your keys, but you never forget to invite me over for some stargazing. And this one, with his face centimeters away from mine, he takes a flower.
Who gets this one?
I'm giving it to Xavier. For no reason in particular. It's a gift for the past, present, and every Xavier in between. Our gazes meet, and Xavier holds the bouquet close. A smile blooms on his face. He playfully tapped my ear with the bouquet, tickling me lightly. Oh, I almost forgot this one. I beckon him to come closer. He knowingly holds out his hand to accept my small packet that's decorated with shiny star stickers. He carefully unties the ribbon.
Flower seeds?
Consider it a gift and a hint. Philo is the first stop on our same as any other day adventure. Do you want to guess our next destination? I planned out this whole adventure because of an old letter I accidentally received a few days ago. It was written by Xavier. Once upon a time, he sent it from a small town post office on October 16th. Change is a fickle friend. Construction sites sprout faster than flowers bloom. Even this post office will be closed down. Maybe I'll be in the process of finding a new place to live in next spring. The letter's paper has yellow, and the ink is smudged. Very few of the sentences are actually legible. Those distant memories feel too lonely, so I decided I should create new ones for him. I spent the entire day writing a reply back to him from that year. A gentle breeze whispers across the vast sea of flowers. Xavier stands bathed in sunlight. He looks into the distance.
Doesn't Fluffy live here?
Not bad. You actually remember that small wanderer. Our fingers intertwine as we walk hand in hand along the flower-covered path. These pretty blue and purple flowers weren't here before, right?
The bushes have grown, and those little ones.
I crouch down and meet the gaze of the chirping sparrows nestled under the shrubbery. This place looks livelier even after all this time.
They must be the new members who just moved in.
It seems time heals all wounds. The traces of destruction that the wanderers left have disappeared. There's only a sea of flowers. Xavier softly chuckles, and he nods.
Plants can survive even in the harshest environments. But that one,
His gaze lands on the fence that's shaped like 2 stars.
probably won't thrive if we leave it as is.
A toolbox sits next to the fence, and it's clearly not one of nature's creations. Wow, that's amazing! I pretend to be surprised and wave at Fluffy, who's hopping between the 2 stars. Fluffy must have set this up for us. I led Xavier to the tree. Fluffy, who we haven't seen in a while, jumps and is perched on his shoulder.
Ah, so the seeds go here then.
Xavier opens the toolbox, purposely picks up the trowel, and takes out the seed packet.
Do I need to follow any special instructions for planting these?
The flower seeds rest in his palm like tiny stars. I crouch down across from him. Our heads almost touch as I take one of the seeds. We just need a lot of sunshine, good soil, and a healthy dose of patience. The trowel digs up some dirt, and the seeds fall into their little holes.
What if I mess up?
I playfully bump his head against mine. You won't. Our little flowers will bloom just fine.
Because these seeds are special?
Because we planted them with our own hands. I bury the seeds and he suddenly gets closer to me.
Don't move.
Huh? A tingling sensation washes over me as his fingers brush against my cheek. Did I get dirt on my face?
Yeah,
My face still isn't clean? Is there really that much dirt on it?
it's fine.
His finger lingers and gradually moves down. Xavier's expression is serious, but... Wait, I also have dirt on my chin?
Yeah, don't move. It'll be gone in just a second.
Xavier's expression remains the same. Confused, I pat my face. Then I pull out my phone to look at myself. Xavier?
It's okay. Even with dirt all over your face, you're still cute.
Ugh, you're doing it again! I drop the trowel and lunge at Xavier. Barely holding back his laughter, he dodges and wraps his arms around me. Gotcha! Petals fly as we tumble into the sea of flowers. I hold on Xavier as he looks up at me.
You got me all right.
A quiet breeze passes by, and for a moment, all we hear is our own breaths. The playful atmosphere disappears. When I'm about to open my mouth to tell him to move, he squeezes my hand.
Huh? Huh?
Stop staring at me.
I want to look at you, though.
Xavier, you're being capricious.
Today's my birthday.
He moves closer, like he's coaxing a kitty, nuzzling my nose and then my forehead.
Not just watching. I want to be there with you, ending up with our faces all dirty.
We lock eyes before bursting into a fit of laughter. The sun is nice today, so I decided to lie down next to him. How old do you think this tree is? With how thick its trunk is, it's probably a grandpa of the forest.
I like the one over there.
They're both trees. Is there a difference?
Its branches and leaves are nicer to look at. Also, that tree is closer to the flowers we planted.
That's a biased explanation.
You can't say I'm biased if it's not done blatantly.
The tall grass and flowers block my view. Suddenly, Xavier tickles my palm.
What kind of flowers did we plant anyway?
Are you curious? How about we wait until next spring? When they bloom, you can see for yourself. I will be here with you. As the flower petals fall around us, Xavier looks at me. His eyes sparkle in the sunlight's embrace.
The day a flower blooms can be considered its birthday. I guess I should bring a tiny flower cake to celebrate.
Then, next spring, we'll come back here to see the flowers bloom. Deal? Our hearts beat in unison, and his scent washes over me. Xavier nuzzles my nose again.
There, it's official now. From now on, we'll celebrate the flower's birthday every year, together. But Moonfall Bay?
Xavier looks at the 2 tickets before meeting my gaze. A slightly worn key is being held in his pinky. My eye twitches as I realize my pocket is empty. When did you do that?
It's a secret.
Xavier plucks a petal from my hair, and his smile widens.
Let's go. Our next destination is listed on these tickets.
You have arrived at the Moonfall Bay. Passengers heading to the city, please exit.
2 platform signs stand before us. City Center to the left, Time Post Office to the right. The crowd surges towards the city, but Xavier grabs my hand and walks in the opposite direction. Why don't you hesitate? Do you even know where I'm taking you?
Why would I hesitate?
He squeezes my hand tightly as we walk against the flow of the crowd. Around a corner lies a mountain path. It's almost as if we're traveling back in time. The further we go, the more of the past we see.
The flower fields on the city outskirts, Moonfall Bay. Halfway up this mountain was a post office.
Don't they look familiar? Or do any fond memories come to mind? The setting sun outlines its eyelashes, and the first leaf of autumn falls before us.
This place feels oddly familiar. I was here before, on another same as any other day. I think I know what you've been doing lately.
The mountainside post office was closed down for a while, but it reopened recently and cleared out a backlog of old letters. One was addressed to Lincoln City. No one claimed it, and any attempt to deliver it failed. Until this year.
After a long, strange journey, it finally found its way home. All because you had appeared. Was it something like that?
When I got the letter, I thought you wrote it for me. But on second thought, it was probably just a coincidence. He slightly lowers his head and shakes it.
Actually, when I wrote that letter, I never thought anyone would see it.
We walk over rusty railroad tracks adorned with overgrown plants. The time post office, a bridge between past and present, stands before us. There's no one around to greet us. The old counter and the chipped mailbox are relics of a bygone era, seemingly frozen in time.
The table's still here.
Really? Are you sure that's where you wrote the letter?
The pen I used back then was acting up. An ink stain was a souvenir from the struggle.
I was writing a letter here a few days ago, and for a moment, I saw an ink stain on my sleeve. I guess the past you pulled a prank on me.
Do you two need help finding something that was put in a P.O. box?
Wait, did you bring me here for something I left behind?
Xavier pulls out the key he took from me. We exchange a knowing look as he approaches the employee.
Let me see. Ah, right? Here's your letter.
The employee sits behind his desk and returns to playing his game. Xavier picks up the letter and he smiles at the sight of the colorful star stamp.
Is this the last treasure for today? The 5 points are all in different colors. It's a very thoughtful little star. How long did it take you to draw this?
Only a couple of minutes. Let's just say a few envelopes were thrown away in the process. Were you creative with your stamps back then? I poke his palm again and again. Xavier pulls my hand behind his back and rests his face on my shoulder. We look at the letter.
No. At that time, I wasn't sending a letter.
When did you write one then? It's quiet for a moment. I turn my head.
The post office was closing down that day. As I passed by, they were handing out free stationery and stamps as a way to say goodbye. By the time I finished the letter, I realized I didn't have anyone to send it to. So I made up an address. I never thought you'd be the person living there now.
So, that's your reason for writing the letter? Xavier hesitates for a moment. Then he shakes his head.
Not exactly. It was a very busy year. The flower fields were destroyed. This place closed down, and I had to move. I thought I was used to life constantly changing. But there are times when you don't realize how much something has become part of your life until they're gone. That's why I thought.
The evening breeze blows past his hair, and the setting sun's light briefly shines on him.
If I'm going to write a letter, it should be for one of those things that were disappearing.
Daylight dims, and a warm glow around him wavers with the wind. It's almost like he could disappear at any moment. Xavier. I place my hands on his shoulders, and our faces are centimeters away from each other. I speak with conviction. They won't disappear. The flowers, everything. As long as someone remembers them, they'll always be with us. At least, I remember them, so they can't disappear. They won't. Silence hangs in the air for a long time. Then, Xavier's initial surprise changes as his expression softens. In the light of the setting sun, he tucks my hair behind my ear before leaning down to rest his forehead against mine.
All right. Then, let's make it official here too.
In the evening breeze, I find his hand and hold it. With my finger, I trace a tiny star on his palm. This invisible star shines in his hand. It's a silent conversation echoed by the colorful star drawn on the letter next to him. Xavier touches the star-shaped stamp, and a hint of wistfulness crosses his face.
Can I take this letter home to read?
Of course, it's a response to the Xavier in the past. I tilt my head, my gaze fitting between the letter and him. Then, I pull out a second letter I had prepared. This one is for the Xavier who will be around after 5 years have passed. Night falls, and the streetlights flicker. Walking on this path again makes me feel like time is being rewound. Xavier can't tear his gaze away from the mountains.
We'll read this letter together after 5 years have passed. And if the post office loses it, you owe me another letter. It has to be exactly the same. A birthday present 5 years from now.
Don't worry, you'll get it. And I guess October 16th isn't the same as any other day now, right?
I'm looking forward to spring, for the moment I get a letter from a mischievous fox. And before the letter arrives, I'll wonder what she wrote for me every day. I can't forget it, even if I tried.
Speaking of which, how did you celebrate birthday before? I'm talking about the ones from a long time ago. Like a long time ago.
A long time ago, huh? I don't really remember. But there was a tradition of throwing a party. At the event, a boy could ask a girl he liked to dance.
You never did it before?
No, I didn't dance with anyone.
The lights in the night flicker, but his gaze remains bright. I'm about to ask him a question, but a melody drifts over from across the plaza. The fountain is bathed in colorful lights and casts shimmering reflections. As I get closer, I see people dancing in circles to the beat of some drums. Look! There's a light dance party over there!
Do you want to join them?
May I have this dance? If you don't want to do it, then you can pretend I didn't...
Sure. Though a gentleman usually waits for the girl he likes to say yes. I always managed to find a way to leave birthday parties. But now I think they're actually kind of fun.
As you can see, life's about trying new things, right?
Well... trying new things without you wouldn't be as fun.
What did you just say?
You dance well.
Liar! Xavier!
You didn't hear me?
I wouldn't mind hearing you say it again.
Is that so? Then... I like you.
I also want to tell you something. Xavier, let's celebrate your birthday together next year.
Of course. But... Is that it?
Huh?
After this, let's spend every year together.
The lights gradually dim and brighten. The crowd gasp as they look up. Look! The night sky celebrating Xavier's birthday! Xavier pulls me closer and we seek shelter under a nearby alcove. Above us, a magnificent meteor shower weaves a tapestry of golden threads into velvety darkness. Suddenly, I recall the wrecked spaceship he showed me in No Hunt Zone 42. Maybe it was like one of those meteors as it descended into that forgotten forest. Do the stars think my time with you is nothing more than a fleeting moment?
What?
The meteor shower is beautiful, yet knowing that I can only watch and not reach out, I suddenly felt a strong urge to hold Xavier's hand. Maybe birthdays are the same as any other day for you, but for me, you're important. I lower my head and rub the back of Xavier's hand. I want to give some of my insignificant warmth to him. I want my star to be by my side, but I also want him to be free.
What makes you think he has to choose between being with you and being free?
Because maybe this isn't his real home. Under the timeless gaze of the Milky Way, I moved closer to Xavier, like softly blowing out a candle. So, no matter where his travels take him, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, there will always be a sea of flowers and a letter waiting for him. It will remind him of my feelings. And every year, on the same as any other day, someone will always say happy birthday to him in her heart. The scenery around us becomes perfect for a dance between two people. Light and darkness mix, and our breaths intertwine. Our heartbeats embrace each other, resounding as one.
You're wrong. Without the one you long to see by your side, no place truly feels like freedom.
His hair brushes against my forehead, and his pinky touches mine. Xavier gently nuzzles my nose.
Besides, didn't we create a sea of flowers here? This star isn't going anywhere. His home is where the wavy leaf sea lavenders bloom.